For the Dorothy Day House, every day is about doing a lot with a little.
Tonight is Wednesday, so I'm cooking.
Donated vegetables, bread salvaged from the trash heap, canned food donated at Christmas that must last a year and feed 20. 5 formerly homeless families live under Dorothy Day's roof, sharing meals, parenting, support, and heat. Up until 3 years ago, heating oil was the shelter's biggest expense. Looking at the thermostat was something Amber Mason dreaded.
Can we wait a little longer? Do we have to put money into it? You know, it's so expensive.
Kathy Boylan has lived and worked here for more than a decade, helping homeless mothers back on their feet with a budget of $1,000 per month.
We try on a shoestring to keep this at home for 20 people at the moment functioning.
So when Citizens Energy offered her free heating oil from Venezuela, she took it.
And that's how much we had to pay for it, $3,020. So it's much more than, 1 is 3/4 of our budget is paid by Citizens Energy.
Citizens Energy is a nonprofit chaired by Joe Kennedy. For 6 years, it's distributed donated Venezuelan heating oil to the poor in 25 U.S. states.
I'm Joe Kennedy. Help is on the way. Heating oil at 40% off from our friends in Venezuela and Cinco.
But after a diplomatic freeze that sent Venezuela's ambassador packing 2 months ago, the only thing heating up between Venezuela and the U.S. is the thermostat. Republican Congressman Connie Mack publicly denounced Kennedy.
He should not allow his name to be associated with a thugocrat in Latin America who is bent on, and I'm talking about Hugo Chavez, bent on destroying the foundation of what America stands for.
But Mack didn't call for an embargo on the $40 billion in trade the U.S. has with the Chavez government.
Congressman Mack has all the right he wants to call for an embargo or of Venezuelan oil. I just think that it's interesting that the one organization that he's chose to put in his gun sights is a little nonprofit.
Or for big oil companies like ConocoPhillips, ExxonMobil, and Chevron Texaco to stop selling $10 billion a year worth of Venezuelan oil.
They're able to fund all of these congresspeople because of the profits that they're making, and that they could be using some of the profits to help the poor.
Mack just wants Citgo to stop giving it away, even as President Obama announced $2.5 billion in cuts to America's own low-income heating oil assistance program.
Following a diplomatic spat, Washington and Caracas remain without each other's ambassadors in their countries. But with unrest and revolution in the Middle East, Americans may be forced to depend more on Venezuelan oil, as these families already do. Kaylin Ford, RT, Washington, D.C.